not hate gaming journalists nearly enough. Allow me to introduce Hasan Piker's biggest glazer of all time, Alyssa Mercante. All right, Miss Conte over here has been crashing out over asmongold. She's been banned off YouTube, apparently. And now she is saying that the reason why she's getting hate is because of people like me, because of people like asmongold, because of all sorts of people that are sending her death threats and rape. And she's crybullying her way to the sun, trying her absolute best to be all woke and awesome. And she is using wokeness as her weapon in order to criticize every person that beeps with. She's apparently suing YouTubers, like this guy Smash JT, someone in my chat just told me. This is very fun. We are watching a gigantic crash out, the likes of which you have never seen. Is she a supporter? I don't know if she is, but she supports terrorist supporters. She is trying her absolute best to sleep with Hasan Piker, and I will show you evidence of that today. In fact, it probably happened already. Because, hell yeah, dude, that's the move. So, let's go. asmongold is sending mobs to her, to be fair. Skill issue! Skill issue! You're defending someone on the internet for getting hate threats? Oh no! Is someone on the internet criticizing you when you criticize them first? I'm sorry, bro. asmongold would not be sending her hate mobs if she wouldn't have started the fucking hate mob bullshit. Alright, let's lock in. Alright, first let's see the beef with asmongold, then we look into her trying to suck Hasan's dick for clout.
Mercante made her first real edited video on YouTube, and it got banned by YouTube for bullying and harassment. You can't make this shit up.
That's amazing, bro. Her first ever YouTube video got banned for bullying and harassment. And then she's gonna cry after other people send mobs to her. Sorry, bro. Freedom of speech means I am allowed to make fun of whoever the f I want on the internet. And I firmly actually believe in a certain doctrine that you should definitely subscribe to. I fully support making fun of retards, because if you're a retard and you're not made fun of, it means your reputation goes unchecked. So I firmly believe we should be making fun of you, which is why I'm doing it right now. Will my video send hate mobs to her? Probably. I condemn it. Do not send incredible hate threats at her or any of that bullshit. Don't do it. Will it happen anyway? Probably. Is that life? Yes. Does that mean I don't have the right to talk about you? No. Anyway, this is very fun. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, man. That's just too bad, right? This would have never happened if she didn't start doing this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I firmly agree completely 100% with Bald Man over here. He's right. He's literally right. If somebody starts off their career on the internet by shitting on people that they don't like, I can't believe him. He's a bigot. He's a racist. Let's suck off Hasan Piker's terrorist-loving. Hell yeah, dude. I support him every time Hasan wants to kill Jews.
She started this whole thing herself.
True.
Let's set the record straight.
It's her fault.
Every single time we posted a video, we were always responding to something she said about Asmon.
Dude, I would not be talking about her if she wouldn't have started by shitting on people. Sorry, that's her fault.
I'm starting a YouTube channel. Here's a sneak peek at my first thumbnail. So she's gonna make a video about how I smell bad?
Yeah! It's always the people in glass houses every single time. I have so much empathy, and this is why I support terrorists. She legitimately looks insane and she physically threatened people. Listen, it's the leftist talking points every single time. I am allowed to physically threaten you because you're a Nazi, and you are not allowed to physically threaten me, or I'm a victim. It's the classic strategy.
Went back to check, and this right here is the worst thing Baldy said about her.
I bet she smells worse than I do.
And this is what Baldy said on the very first clip about her Sweet Baby Ink article.
Disagreement is not harassment. Whenever people are disagreeing and saying you're full of shit, that's not harassment. Nobody supports actual harassment.
And while my clients...
Agreed. I don't want you to go harass her, okay? I don't. But I do support you calling her a retard. I know. These are the things you're not allowed to say on the internet because you have to say that you condemn your audience calling people retards. I don't. I do not condemn that. If you, with your own mind, think she's a retard, freedom of speech. Just say what you think, guys. Just say what you think. No threats. That's out of pocket. But if they're a retard, tell them.
Conduct has been exemplary.
It would be good if people could actually just post arguments rather than just insulting each other, so...
She mindlessly continued elevating the temperature with statements such as these.
If you have a problem
Oh my god, I remember this bitch.
On with that. Come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Oh, she did the thing. Dude, I called her a bitch last time she had drama, and I had hate threads trying to cancel me for being mean to women by calling them bitch. She said bitch first. And she is a bitch. I actually think that you should call women bitches if they're bitches. I don't know why this is like a rude thing. If they're a bitch, why shouldn't you call them a bitch? That's what they are. They did it by being a bitch.
Because you're doing this on purpose.
True.
You are being a bully. Didn't she try to take away your Capcom sponsorship for Dragon's Dogma 2? I don't know if
She's out there, she tries to cancel people because they voted for Trump, or cancel people because they're racist. She supports all the fucking DEI bullshit in video games.
did. Yes, I didn't even know that. Like, and that's how unimportant this person is. If you take up act.
Yeah, she is completely irrelevant. See, that's the thing. Her entire relevance comes from people making fun of her. This is good for society. Society is healing. Making fun of retards is the First Amendment.
Against another person, and you try to get this person like deplatformed, canceled.
Yup.
You deserve this. You do. You deserve
Yep.
this. This is what you.
This is what they call FAFO. All right, let me explain this into better terms. This is what they call FAFO. If you fuck around, you find out. And that's what the Nuxanor channel is all about.
Deserve. And can you watch the video that she re-uploaded? No, I'm not gonna watch it. Then she's probably gonna try to DMCA me for the video. Do you think I'd actually play into that trap? I know what people like this do. I know how they think.
I actually have something better.
She lost her job. Skill issue. If she wouldn't be bitching and crying and whining and screaming and yelling and trying to deplatform people and slandering and yelling and supporting terrorist simps, I think she wouldn't have lost her job. If you lose your job, it's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. She lost her job because every game that she was hired to help work on lost all their money. Good. I firmly agree with firing people if they're not good at what they do. I don't know why this is a controversial take. Look, I'm a capitalist. I am, and I'm not scared to say it. Like all the fucking bullshit people on the internet. You see Hasan Piker in his $3 million mansion preaching about how no one should have the right to own property. Right, dude? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you miss me with that shit. I'm not a hypocrite or a liar. Two things that you are.
Now, this might shock you, but Alyssa is also a huge Hasan fan. Well, he rejected her too.
They're probably...
Alyssa, Taku.
Hi.
I heard you to run.
No, yeah, we have a couple different things that we need to infiltrate.
You're pretty busy.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry for not...
Oh no, that's amazing!
It's gonna pick your brain about gamers and politics, but...
It's just gonna pick your brain about gamers.
Yeah, we can do it another time.
Yeah.
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh god, that's humiliating. If I was Alyssa Mercante, I would be very embarrassed to be alive.
You were going to escape McDonald's. No.
Yikes, that's crazy. All right, anyway, apparently Alyssa Mercante had a crash out on Twitter, trying to get asmongold banned now, which is very funny. I fully support her being a retard online for me to make fun of. More content, the better. Third time live in a day, it's what we do. Yeah, we make fun of more retards. I think it's important. I think it's important to make fun of retards. It's my God-given right. It's what keeps America whole and safe. So let's see. She now is trying to get asmongold banned everywhere.
And Alyssa Mercante is trying to get you banned. Just heads up. Well, of course she is. This is now the level of accountability and the level of power that I have, gentlemen. Okay.
Based.
I talked about her video. I didn't watch it. I didn't link people to it. Her video was already reported and taken down from YouTube. If you take up action against another person and you try to get this person like deplatformed, canceled, you deserve this.
He's right!
You do. You
right.
deserve
He's
this.
just
This
correct.
is what you deserve.
For context, we have posted almost 10,000 videos on YouTube and never once received a community strike. Do you have any idea how bad she had to mess up to get YouTube to take down her video for harassment and bullying?
In fact, and this might not be a surprise to anybody, but she's even trying to get me in trouble now. This is it. You can report asmongold, report Twitch, report me.
Oh my god, she's really trying. She's sitting on Twitter and crying about the fact that she got her video taken down and that she's getting harassed. Fake victim blaming or dude. I love how these people, they'll sit there, they will throw a rock at you, and then they will scream that they're the victim. This is like classic, like modern day liberalism. It's insanity.
Twitch, are you cool with this?
Oh no, why are they deporting the poor rapist illegal immigrants that are here illegally and broke the law by entering the country illegally? No. It's the victim blaming is insane. It's insane. Every single time. Crybullying.
Did get harassed and she deserved it. So she's talking about bringing rape and death threats on myself by...
Dude, I never made rape and death threats. And I don't have the mind control power that people don't make rape and death threats. You're essentially saying that no one is allowed to talk about anything on the internet because it might make someone watching them talk about it make a rape and death threat. Also, let me make this clear.
Did get harassed and she deserved it. So she's talking about...
Evidence? Do you have any proof? I brought rape and death threats on myself? Give me what? Show evidence. Show evidence that one of Asmongold's fans made rape and death threats against you. Show proof. Journalist. You're a journalist, right? You're supposed to be able to know something about integrity, right? You don't hate journalists enough. Picture it didn't happen. That's what Hasan says when women get raped in Israel.
Bringing rape and death threats on myself. By the way, this has never happened, and I never would do that because it's disgusting. But you had no problem retweeting things
it's Hasan!
that are effectively telling me to...
True. This is a Hasan tweet. I showed this, I think. Not gonna lie, I'd rather be me than Asmongold any day of the week. Truly impressive that he's still living in his rot this way. I probably would have improved my living standards or found a swifter method to end the eternal pain of existence in his situation. This is a tweet from Hasan telling Asmongold to kill himself. And she retweeted that. So she's okay with death threats when she's the one making it. But when death threats come her way, oh, whoa, too far.
Cool.
So where is the logic here? Oh, that's right. There isn't any. No, I'm not sorry about you getting harassed. I don't give a fuck because I didn't do it.
Based. Incredibly based. Welcome to the internet. All right, on the internet, if you say shit, then you should be ready to take shit. I'm sorry. If you are willing to deal it out, then you should be willing to take it.
Like she's writing an article.
Those who kill are those who are prepared to be killed. If you are more than happy to sit on your fucking glass house yelling at shit at people, saying that Trump supporters are Nazis and shouldn't be considered humans, and saying that we need to ruin the gaming culture and everyone that likes, I don't know, sexy women in video games is a bigot, racist, misogynist, I think this is right. I think society is healing when we realize that we should, in fact, be calling retards retards.
Articles trying to get people deplatformed all the time. She thinks that
She runs cancel trains on people all the time, and she hates that she's getting pushback because the winds of society are changing. Sorry, bitch. Shoes on the other foot now.
Things doesn't have anything to do with me getting harassed. The only person that can get harassed is her. I never get harassed, right? Nobody ever sends me death threats. I get harassed every fucking day.
He's right.
Hasan gets harassed every fucking day. Welcome to the fucking show. You're rude. You're obnoxious. You're like, oh, fight me.
And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
She talks such a big game. Come fight me physically. And then she gets harassed on the internet. She gets harassed on the internet as a complete crash out, tries to threaten the ban of a streamer that did nothing.
This is embarrassing, yes. And turn this into, I think that you deserve death threats. Everybody can see through this instantaneously.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the crybully tactic. It's okay when she harasses you. But when you defend yourself? Oh, God. One of those bigot Trump supporters.
Everybody knows that's not what I mean. This is exactly what a crybully is.
True.
They sit around, they push people around, they attack them, they malign them, do whatever they can to make this person look bad. And then the moment that they get any pushback, if you step into the kitchen, you're going to get...
That's the smear tactics. Look, Hasan did the same thing to me. Her idol, Hasan, that's what he does to everyone. He called Asmongold a pedophile. He called me a pedophile. He calls everyone that he doesn't like a pedophile. According to Hasan, if you criticize him, you're a pedophile. It's the strategy every single time. It's a smear and harassment campaign, and it's disgusting.
Heat. It doesn't matter who you are, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out of the kitchen. That's the way it is.
He's right.
Might I suggest a different kitchen?
Oh!
A big, beautiful kitchen.
The biggest and most beautiful kitchen.
And,
oh, God, that's crazy. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to look in a little bit. So this is Alyssa Mercante, all right? She has an entire history of every time she gets criticized, she has a complete and utter crash out. So we are diving deep into the actual disgusting, vindictive bitch that this woman actually is. And we're definitely going to be looking into a lot more the gigantic asshole that is her sucking up to Hasan Piker. So I think Turkey Tom made a video about her and her entire history of Hasan glazing. And I just find it very funny that when you look at these cesspools on the internet of people, like these woke people that really think that they're completely untouchable when they actually get fucking touched, it is so fucking awesome. So, hell yeah, subscribe for more of the doctrine of making fun of retards.
All right, I'm traveling.
Careful, Alyssa's gonna try and cancel you, Nux. Let her. She won't. I'm Blue Voldemort. If her fucking best friend, bussy boy, Hasan Diddy Party Piker isn't gonna talk about me or mention my name on stream, even while he's slandering me, I have nothing to worry about. Alyssa Mercante, some random Kotaku journalist that got fired for being too much of a bitch, is gonna actually come at me.
Again, so we get to deal with the even better.
And even if she does, it just means more content.
Quality the last time. Let's go. I know I come across as some kind of mysterious figure, you know,
True.
sort of like a Batman type guy,
Yeah, right,
you know, coming here to tell you guys about all the losers, creeps, gaiats, you know, stuff of that assortment. But believe it or not, I actually do have a rich cultural background with a lot of fascinating hobbies and interests. And I think right now is as good a time as ever to really connect with you guys.
All right, I'm
fully
ready.
come out of the
I'm locked
closet
in.
to show you guys the real me. I have been hiding this for many long years, and honestly, it nearly brings a tear to my eye to be able to tell you guys that now I think the climate is safe enough for me to come out. I am a gamer. I know. Okay, you guys know you don't have to clap, right? It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I do appreciate
You know who's not a gamer? All the people that are hired in gaming studios to make their games gayer.
the support. Obviously, has been a very long journey. Thank you, Turkey Squad.
My life is like a video game, trying hard to beat the stage.
But yes, it's true. I've been a secret gamer this entire time,
That's
alright? I even
incredible.
wore those
Love
awesome
that.
t-shirts with that hunchback green guy who was like, video games, I fucking hate my sister and my mom. Yay, my homework. Ninjas and pizza are freaking awesome. I was that cool kid in the hallway. I had the gamer shirts. My mom loved me, unlike yours. And I'm sure you fellow gamers know this, but as gamers, we really need to stick together. We are an oppressed group of people constantly fighting for our fucking gamer lives, alright? Everybody wants a piece.
Dude, they tried to take the gamers' video games, and all the gamers were like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll vote Trump. Oh, the ultimate backfire. That's
of
crazy.
the gamer pie, and we are about to be its victims, all right? And as gamers, as we all know, there's been a lot of adversaries in the past.
See, one thing I always say on the internet, I don't want to be called a victim, all right? Even when I am stabbed in the back maliciously, I don't call myself a victim. You get up and you fucking push back. That is what it's all about.
But I think the original and perhaps the most natural-born enemy of the gamer is the games journalist. Like Redditors and chuddies, gamers and game journalists are basically sworn enemies. These guys were genetically destined to hate each other.
True.
Whether it's Anita Sarkeesian with feminist frequency or Zoe Quinn with Gamergate. And of course, we can't forget my personal favorite, just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. Gaming journalists are pretty much a joke for all gamers, and it really shows.
You don't hate journalists enough. You do not hate journalists enough.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy, and
oh my god, I hate video games because men like video games. Classic! Listen, they hate men for a living, and I call them a retard for a living. All is well.
like how much time the designers probably put into like building that woman's body. This game is bull. I'm sorry.
And it's no small secret that the divide between gamers and game developers has grown as well. Even disregarding the entire Gamergate fiasco, it's becoming very clear to a lot of people that certain developers and games journalists are kind of working hand in hand to maybe have some kind of agenda or message that they want to send out to the community. And I think when you see this at first, you think it's like some kind of shadowy conspiracy.
They call Doom Eternal fascist. Yeah, killing demons in hell is fascist.
Of like people to push wokeness or whatever the fuck. But in reality, if you look,
I love how he says it like a joke. But yes, they are literally doing that. They are trying to indoctrinate the people in society as much as they can. You know, I'm gonna make a statement here that's incredibly controversial, and I want you to prove me wrong in the comment section below. Feminism was designed to make sure that people need a two-person income for every family to keep men and women out of the house so that you can give your children to the government so the government can raise your children for you. What do you think? Is that a controversial statement? What do we think, guys? What do we what do we think?
look into it. It's
Good
like 4
conspiracy?
people who are just really
It's all out control.
annoying, and people are just really sick of them. With my personal favorite actually being the subject of today's video, all right? My personal favorite, Brooklyn hipster, far-left, bisexual, liberal activist with NPD and BPD that used to work as a sex worker and later jumped into clickbait journalism and writing hate clickbait art.
Alyssa Mercante was a sex worker. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. They're all fucking whores with mental disabilities. That's the entire goddamn community that comes after me half the time. Half the time I'm canceled, it's either by a terrorist supporter or by a whore with a mental problem. This is crazy.
Articles about hating gamers on Kotaku is a senior editor, all right? She is the one, the only Alyssa Mercante.
There's no way! There's no way! What, I'm supposed to take her seriously? She fucked her entire life up and now I'm supposed to take her seriously?
Hey, everybody, can I get a round of applause? Not this time? All right, well, geez.
All right,
she's like
let's see.
girlfriend, guys. Be nice, okay? I know she's not, she's not all that, but I love her to death. She also likes to glaze Hasan Piker, my
yeah! Woo! That's why we're here, baby.
personal favorite gamer.
I do love Hasan Piker. He's something of a gamer himself. As we know. If you watch the Nux channel, you know that Hasan Piker is one of the main antagonists here. He called me a pedophile this week 3 times.
A couple different things that we need to infiltrate.
You're pretty busy.
Yeah. So I'm sorry for
I was
not.
gonna pick your brain about gamers and politics, but
Yeah, we can do it another time.
yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Perfect.
You are tall. He's a tall guy.
Oh, God.
Zaddy is
Yikes, bro. He killed her.
getting cupped. Hell yeah.
Bro, this is an actual tweet that Alyssa Mercante made. Zaddy is getting cupped. There's no way is this a real tweet? Please tell me this is a real tweet. Please tell me this is a real tweet. We're doing a deep dive on this one. We're doing a deep dive on this one. All right, let's go to Alyssa Mercante. Alyssa Mercante. This is crazy if that's true. I'm terrified. Did she actually tweet Zaddy? Oh, no. No! She tweeted Zaddy many times. Oh, stop. Oh, God. Oh, it's a real tweet. It's a real one. Wait. Wait, hold up. Why can't I retweet it? Wait, did she private her account? All right. The preemptive block. Everyone fears Blue Voldemort. Everyone fears Blue Voldemort over here. It's the entire fucking Hasan fucking simp squad. Is she watching the stream? I don't know. That's amazing. Instant W. God, they fear me. They fear me. They are terrified of me. This is just a fact. They're scared. What can I say? I don't want to be rude here, but they're scared of me. But yes, the point is this is a real tweet. Zaddy is getting cupped. Yep. Hell yeah. The Crybully tactics. Let's go.
No. So yeah, pretty much Alyssa is the quintessential journalist that gamers have had a lot of contempt for.
Nice.
And I'm sure she shares in that regard, sort of towards the opposite side. It's actually pretty crazy how she's behind nearly every recent gaming controversy. Like
I love that. I love that. I love that she is the person that's been pushing all these agendas, fucking a medium that a lot of people love for the sake of pushing a bullshit propaganda, which is destroying lives. And she is pushing it purely for her own narcissistic tendencies, ruining everything she touches. She is like Midas, except if instead of everything she touches turning to gold, everything she touches crumbles and turns into Thanos piss. The dust that happened to fucking Spider-Man, right? This is what I'm talking about, brother. She deserves all the shit that's getting pushed back on her. We absolutely should be calling her a retard. We do. She's one of the people behind Sweet Baby Inc., I'm pretty sure. I firmly believe in this. We have to call people retards. That's our First Amendment right. I'm doing the dirty work that no one else is willing to do. Asmongold's being all mature about it. He says she deserves it, but he doesn't go that extra step. And I think we should. I think we should call retards retards.
I think literally everything in the past year or two has had her associated in some way, shape, or form.
Good.
Or if she's not associated, she wants to be. She gets in there every time. For all intents and purposes, if you've never heard of Alyssa, think of her as like kind of a discount Anita Sarkeesian. She just has a few more tattoos and really loves glazing Hasan Piker.
You know, I'm gonna say something controversial here, but I think Alyssa Mercante is not a fan of the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise.
Like, a lot.
Zaddy's getting cupped. Hell yeah. But did I hear Zaddy's getting cupped?
Oh, stop.
Hell yeah, brother.
Now, Alyssa's claim to fame, and probably her biggest controversy to date, the thing that people really hate her for, is this article she wrote about the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy. In fact, the entire Sweet Baby Inc. controversy, to me, is a great example of something that, you know, really probably was not as big of a deal as people thought it was. Like, they're a relatively small company. Their influence is not nearly as wide as people think it is. But because certain people try to kind of like hide and censor and just like draw attention away from that story, more and more attention was drawn to it, and it became a giant thing. Basically, Sweet Baby Inc. is a consulting team of writers and narrative designers. On their website, it reads, Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying.
Dude, the fucking Sweet Baby Inc. thing. I've covered this in the past. We would like to tell stories that push propaganda instead of actually explaining and making a good video game experience. Yep, we ruined your entire game.
And enriching the video games industry.
Yeah.
But some people started looking into the employees and sifting through old tweets and videos of the people that work for this company, and they started to theorize that basically the real Sweet Baby Inc. was like not really a real writing consulting firm, but rather a woke DEI company that forces
true
political ideologies in their games, as well as like pushing like, stuff like race swapping for no reason to kind of appeal to the diversity crowd, to give the people who
I don't know if it's to appeal to the diversity crowd, because again, we've already established this. There is no modern audience. That's why all these games die. All right, listen, I don't want to self-glaze here, but there was a Nux tweet recently that I think was pretty good. All right, I'm gonna pull up this Nux tweet. You should definitely be following me on Twitter in case you're not, or subscribing to my YouTube channel. But there's this Nux tweet that I think said something truly unfathomably deep. All right, so this is Ubisoft. This is their stock absolutely tanking, and then this Nux guy said on Twitter, the correlation between wokeness and brokeness needs to be studied. I firmly agree.
really don't like Sweet Baby Inc. credit here. There are a lot of really funny clips. Like there's this really great clip of one of the co-founders talking about how they want to terrify people to put diversity in their games, or they're gonna face the consequences.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
She said the quiet part out loud. She said threaten people. She literally just said threaten people. She said meet your marketing team and threaten them that these companies will cancel you. Fuck, I love that we're living in 2025. I love that we're living in 2025. Cancel culture's dead. It's over. I'm never apologizing for something that you're going to try to cancel me for. That's how I've lived my entire YouTube career of endless attacks, endless cancellations. No more of that shit. People have been begging me. I had people in my own audience asking me to apologize for something the other day. I'll show you. This is a video I made like 5 years ago. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is a video I made like 5 years ago. Where I donated $10,000 to streamers if they say the N-word. It was an April Fool's video. People had told me I should apologize for this because it's offensive to the black community. It's not offensive to the black community. Stop being a pussy. I'm never apologizing. I'm not apologizing. I don't believe in apologizing for things you're not sorry for. I owe you nothing at all, okay? This is done. It's done. We are so done with the entire cancel culture bullshit. Don't worry, I am going to threaten and terrify you that you'll be canceled online. You know what? Fucking cancel me. Go for it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? No more guilt trips. No more of any of that. Holy shit. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna scare you for not being woke enough. All right, try.
I usually get grossed out when straight white people kiss, but even I think those two are pretty cute. So at this point, the conversation becomes about how Sweet Baby Inc. is very politically captured and is trying to put DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion type stuff in games when it's not necessarily needed. Or perhaps more importantly, and I think this is a more valid criticism, the idea that this company is very concerned with putting politics in games rather than making the story good, right? Because to be clear, there are undoubtedly a lot of people who see like quote unquote DEI or wokeness in games, and that's just because it's like a black guy, and it's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah, some people definitely take it too far, but I think the reason why people take it too far when they scream wokeness, I think largely it's because They're primed. They're primed because there is such an unbelievably, honestly disgusting and vindictive movement trying to warp and indoctrinate people that people are scared.
But for a lot of people, Sweet Baby Inc. is not just about something as benign as that, right? It's a deeper conversation. And in response, there would be a Sweet Baby Inc. curator, a Steam group created that would essentially tag games that had Sweet Baby Inc. associated with them. Some people knew which games to not buy, I guess, if they were on the fence. Which, you know, that is their right. I think that there is maybe, you know, once again, this conversation is not so black and white as with all political conversations, you know, like one side is like really annoying and the other side in opposition to being annoying can kind of become even more annoying, which I think to an extent is what happens a lot of the time. And in this you know, world of stuff,
it does happen sometimes, but I think Tom doesn't know exactly how deep the rabbit hole of pushing ideologies on people actually is. I really think so. Like, I think personally that there are certain topics that should not be introduced into media that is consumed by children. I think that some topics are destructive to society when children actually start like really diving too deep into it. When I see different schools pushing, let's say, trans ideology on children, I think it's dangerous. I think it is. They give trans books to 12-year-olds? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Thanks for the sub, Amichai. But yeah, I think that that shit's deplorable. And that's essentially what was happening here. It was pushing ideologies to children through a medium, trying to indoctrinate masses through propaganda. That's essentially what these companies did, and why there was such and why I gave it pushback. Like, on the one hand, it ruined video games for a lot of people, which is shitty, and it's a disgusting thing that was done to art. On the other hand, it is a malicious movement to target children, I think, in my opinion.
I think that the conversation around this stuff in games, you know, it may have started, I think, a lot of the time with a lot of very benign intentions of just like, hey, you know, it's kind of fucking cringe to just...
I agree. I do think that some of it is benign, but I think some of it is malicious.
Shove.
Well, where do you draw that line?
Gay shit in video games with no justification or reason behind it. Like, you guys have seen the way that a lot of this sort of stuff is unnecessarily forced into media when it doesn't really need to be there. There's nothing wrong with having gay people in video games or having gay people in movies, having literally any diversity in a movie. It's totally fine. I think that the real concern, if you have one with this kind of stuff, should be when it's inserted and done poorly. But from here, then...
Yes. That's why I didn't see anyone criticizing Arcane, that there were lesbians in Arcane, because Arcane was fucking great. The criticism, I think, normally comes from when it's clearly trying to push propaganda and agendas to largely children that watch the movies. And that's why I firmly believe that, for example. I think that is exactly what they're doing. I think that's exactly what they're doing.
Narrative kind of becomes that this group, which is looking into Sweet Baby Inc., was actually secretly made to harass people and the game developers. And it wasn't just a tool for people who don't want to play these games, right? It was secretly harassing the journalists, and it was really going out of their way to destroy them and destroy their lives. Now this...
Well, I think that happened, though. Because we saw it happen with games like Black Myth Wukong. Remember that when that game was announced to come out and literally everyone harassed them because they didn't hire fucking woke diversity people to woke up their game? Like, you remember that? Thanks for the 10 subs, Corpus Delecti. Like, I remember that, bro. I do remember that.
This is the really wacky part, okay? So stick with me here because we're getting pretty deep. Everything was kind of fine and dandy despite all this until one day, out of the blue, a Sweet Baby Inc. employee would go on Twitter calling out this detector group and calling for it to get taken down, linking to the group as well as the group's creator to report the fuck out of them. This right here is what really started this controversy and why such a major outcry has been coming from almost everyone who began pouring out, you know, talking about Sweet Baby Inc., criticizing them. And it absolutely skyrocketed the fuck out of this sort of like Gamergate 2 movement, if that's what you want to call it. Regardless of what you think about Sweet Baby Inc. and if it's even important or if it's like a straight up retarded conversation to have in the first place and all these gamers are fucking idiots, which if you think that, fine, like whatever. It doesn't seem to be the case that this group was created to harass the devs in any way. And when you try to censor this kind of stuff, when you try to censor the existence of a group that has, you know, just as much of a right to exist as anything else, you're gonna get a lot of shit. And then because the gamers were mad, you got pushback on the other side. You got pushback from mainstream gaming journalists who went absolutely fucking hard in the paint. They were calling gamers racist chuds who were harassing an innocent company, despite the first series.
This is the strategy every single time. They enter your space, they fuck with your shit, they indoctrinate your children, and you push back one iota. and they call you a racist chud that's harassing them. No, sorry. The age of lying down and taking it has ended. I think that the majority of people are okay with things if it doesn't affect them. It's like, you want to have something go on in your life, then you want to do that, by all means, go for it. I think, all right, I'm gonna tell you something controversial. I'm gonna tell you something very controversial. I think that you should not sacrifice your morals or your ideals 1 iota so these people could get an instant of gratification by moving 1 inch into your space. I used to have a different opinion about this. I used to think that, you know what, all right, so they want to do this, whatever, let's not complain, just live life. I don't agree anymore. No more sacrificing morals. We saw that it was through malicious intents. Remember guys, feminism started so women could vote. Modern day feminism, say all men are bad and should die of coronavirus. Okay, that's like that's how it evolved. I think that a lot of movements start with good intentions and end up warping into this malicious cancer on society. Do not seed ground. Do not seed. That's my opinion. Do not come. I'm gonna come.
Stone here really being thrown by an employee trying to get them shut down. And probably the biggest article written about all of this was, of course, by our dear friend, Alyssa Mercante.
There she is! I can't believe she blocked me on Twitter preemptively. I don't even think I ever made a video about her. She already has me blocked on Twitter. That's crazy.
Titled, Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what some gamers think it does. To give you guys a little summary of this article and what it's about, essentially Alyssa makes the argument that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't actually have a lot of effect on writing and gaming, and it's just a
so then what's the point of it? It's such a lie. It's unbelievable.
Company to make sure the writing is good. But the problem with that is that it's kind of clearly not the case.
That is exactly what it is.
Several lead writers and influencers that work at Sweet Baby Inc. are directly the heads of some of these games, and they have a big influence, undoubtedly. You can't really deny that.
Kotaku directly cites Kim Belair and states that Sweet Baby only worked on Suicide Squad, quote, long after the story was written, end quote. However, looking at IMDb, that doesn't seem to make sense to me. In the official credits, we see names, 3 names.
Ooh, they're putting names in the credits. Interesting.
Grant K. Roberts, Amy Lee Shaw, and Kim Belair. Grant Roberts is a lead script writer, Amy Shaw was a junior writer, and Kim Belair was a regular writer. Kim Belair is obviously, as we've already stated multiple times, the CEO and founder. But Grant Roberts works as a narrative at Sweet Baby, meaning that a Sweet Baby employee held the position of lead scriptwriter on a project where the CEO claims they came in long after the story was written.
It's obviously a lie. Like, they want to change it. Like this is an obvious lie. Like, we're looking into evidence for why it's a lie, but the logic proves it's a lie. What's the point of a diversity director if it's not to include diversity into a story that otherwise would not have that diversity, right? If they're saying, all right, remove that character, he's too white, add this character because this character is trans, gay, and, you know, has 7 different genders, we definitely need this character to exist, then you change the story. Like, let's not try to, they want to fix your art, right? Let's be real, that's what they want to do.
And this, along with the aforementioned video of the founder talking about...
the video talking about terrifying people for cancellation. I'll be honest here, a lot of people clamp down on me hard for saying that I like that the counter-cancel culture is in effect right now. But I love it. I absolutely love it. I do. I don't like that Shiloh Hendrix said the N-word to a baby, a black kid or whatever. That's not a very nice thing to do. But I do like the idea that her life can't be absolutely and utterly destroyed for it. And I think that, and I stand by that. I think that there needs to be a counter movement that immediately when someone gets canceled for this fucking bullshit, I'll support countering the cancellation, even if I don't support the initial action. Because it's so toxic to live in a world of fucking virtue signal bully polices.
Terrifying developers into allowing DEI in their games or whatever, led to Alyssa's article really falling on deaf ears for pretty much everyone, only further fueling what many are calling Gamergate 2, which is absolutely heating up right now and has gotten crazy, and trying to learn about this shit is fucking cancer. I promise you, this is like one of the most autistic things I've ever looked into in my life. So in response to all of that happening, Alyssa went on Twitter and said she was being cyberbullied and sent death threats by the evil gamer brigade.
It's the same strategy, it's the same playbook. Alyssa Mercante, happy International Women's Day. I had almost a dozen emails like this and dozens more threats here and elsewhere. You keep being normal, gamers. Oh, you're such a victim, Alyssa. I hope you're happy that you're such a victim. Congratulations on being such a victim. Wow, you're so good at being a victim.
Alyssa went on Twitter and said she was being cyberbullied and sent death threats by the evil.
Again, I don't think anyone should get death threats, but welcome to the internet. If you're a public voice and you're going to be making controversial statements and fucking with other people's shit, then you're going to get fucked with back. It's the classic Nux doctrine of FAFO. If you fa, you fo.
Evil gamer brigade. Unfortunately, she didn't really provide a lot of proof when asked.
Where's the timestamps and the sender info? Ooh, no evidence, no evidence. See, listen, Hasan Piker, I know you try glazing him as much as you can. Hasan Piker, actually, he thinks that you need evidence. He needs evidence. Like, even though the UN said that women were raped, Hasan doesn't believe it without enough, there's not enough evidence. Believe the UN? That's crazy.
I mean,
so yeah, evidence.
It is possible that people are sending her that kind of stuff. You know, when anybody gets a lot of criticism online, you're gonna kind of, you know, experience some level of that. But for some reason, she just wouldn't provide proof. You know, in a way,
oh well.
Alyssa is very similar to another person I've covered on my channel before, and that is our favorite queen, Anissa Jama.
Oh my God, you've got to be fucking kidding me. That's crazy. I was just thinking of her. I actually just made fun of her on Twitter the other day, and people got upset at me for it. But I stand by it. Again, I'm changing my content up. We're making fun of retards on the daily now. So she said, it's okay to not find me attractive and still hate me. I know that's confusing for some of you, but don't worry, I won't tell anyone. So I said, I'm sorry, I'm just not into drug addict, lesbian, NTR, which is true. Which is true. I just have a question. For Anissa. Does she let her husband watch when she has sex with Hasan? That's the question I want to know. Let me know.
Not only because they're both somewhat misandrist and have some very swag tattoos. Love that ink. I love that ink. Yikes. I love that ink. I love that ink. But they also both don't really take very well to criticism, even if it's mild. If they get any kind of pushback or criticism at all, there's kind of two routes. One, I was just pretending to be an idiot and actually I fooled you into hating me. Or secondly, I am a victim. And unfortunately, in Alyssa's case, it actually gets a little bit worse because she started encouraging deplatforming, which is obviously not a good thing.
Yeah, true. It's the cancel culture bullshit every time.
I don't really like that. A great example of this is Alyssa's involvement in reaction to the farm folks drama. What the fuck am I doing? The farm folks drama. The farm folks situation is crazy, guys. The farm folks situation has just evolved, and you won't believe what happens next. It's kind of a messy, weird, strange, esoteric situation, but here's what happened. So the Twitter account of a game called Farm Folks made a joke tweet about breast physics in their game. A little bit of a harmless boob joke, okay? Who doesn't like that? Do you guys remember those breast cancer bracelets from like 2009 that just said I heart boobies, and then like people would just wear them and be like, huh, yeah, I care about cancer so much. That was me, by the way. I mean, I was 7, but that is me. Well, apparently the very stuffy, no fun allowed Zoomer crowd, which unfortunately are people in my generation, which sucks, they started giving farm folks some backlash, which ended up making them make a statement on Twitter where they apologized for the very harmful joke about inflating amazing giant breasts that might even fill up this whole room. I wrote that in the script. Alyssa then made a very clickbaity Kotaku.
Because she hates boobs. She hates boobs. You see, what if? All right, remember my theory earlier in this video? I gave you this entire theory that feminism is being utilized by the government to make a two-person income necessary for a family so that you can't raise your own children so the government can indoctrinate your children. All right, you ready for a second conspiracy theory? Feminism has been hijacked by ugly women that can't find men that want to make other women hate themselves. What do you think about that? What do we think about that? Feminism has just been hijacked by ugly broads. Or the Jews. That's the other theory. Right, those are my top 3 theories. It's the government is utilizing it to get more taxes and to indoctrinate children. Ugly women are using it to make other women not get any so they feel less bad about themselves. And the Jews. Those are my 3 conspiracy theories. Let me know in the comment section below what you believe.
Article about the controversy where she kind of stoked the flames further and lied by claiming that the Farm Folks CEO implied that all gamers were incels. So the actual CEO of Farm Folks called her out on Twitter for pushing a narrative and kind of trying to use this Farm Folks controversy as if it's like some kind of big own on the incels out there. And then Alyssa replied essentially gloating about the fact that she was kind of misrepresenting things and, you know, just fucking around.
I mean, yeah. She's laughing at the fact that she slandered a game company. Hell yeah, that's someone fighting for good people.
She's fucking around, all right? She's being silly.
And now she's finding out. If you fire your foe, and that's what Nuxanor is all about.
CEO then responds again with a very, very based, very true, pilled line, some may say, where they say, "You've been using me as a tool against your nemesis. You misrepresented a few of my points." Basically, Alyssa used this entire controversy as a tool to send out the message that all gamers are racist incels because, as always, she seems to really hate video games and gamers despite being like a gaming journalist, which is like, you know, it seems like a weird field. It seems like a weird field to pick if you don't really like it. But that's not where it ends. Oh no, it's only gonna get more heated from here on out, okay? So a YouTuber called Smash JT then covered this.
Oh damn, we are going deep into this rabbit hole. Oh, this is so dope, bro.
Entire farm folk situation, to which Alyssa started crying about it on Twitter. She said that people were trying to kill her, but then she took it an extra step, okay? She was feeling a little bit feisty that day. So what was Alyssa's feisty response here? Her response to people calling her out for misrepresenting the CEO of Farm Folks to push an agenda she wanted to push. What was her response here? How did she deal with this? Well, it was by, it was by targeting Smash JT's wife. The only
in between all of her random hatred of men, she decides to target people's wives now too. Hell yes, brother. This is awesome. This is awesome. Dude, look at this. I'll just give you an example. I fear the young men in this country are going to get so much worse. What are the chances ugly men on YouTube will use this as a thumbnail? A reminder again that men are so often the problem. Today I learned that all of the main men obsessed with me and harassing me online in their content are sub 5'9". Well, I'm over 5'9", so there goes that theory. We should be mean to men more. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's an endless solution. She just hates men. She's more sexist than anyone that she criticizes.
logical thing you could possibly do. I can't speak to the nature of your relationship or what kind of father he is, but I certainly wouldn't want my partner harassing women online over video games and platforming the people that are threatening to kill them. It seems like something he should—
Platforming people threatening to kill them? I saw no evidence of anyone threatening to kill her, and I've never platformed anyone that wants to kill her.
Shouldn't be so invested in at his age. And this pissed off Smash JT so much that he created the hashtag #Kotaku on Twitter.
I get it. You come after a man's wife? Dude, men should protect their women. Something you would never understand, because you will never have a man protect you. It's sad to be Alyssa Mercante. As much as she really wants a man to protect her, she'll never have one. This is so sad. She's so lost. Pray for her, guys. Pray for her.
As well as Kotaku Detected, which is a new page specifically dedicated to pointing out people associated with that company. He went on a straight up fucking warpath. Like now, things are eating up even more. But Alyssa's interest in talking about Smash JT did not stop there. Oh no. During a stream that he appeared on as a guest, Alyssa started flexing in the chat that she had raised $22,000 for Trans Lifeline to try and own him, to be like, I did
making a charity to own people. It's the Hasan strategy all over again. That's exactly the same thing. Oh my god.
A good thing. You didn't do a good thing. I did a good thing. And then Smash JT's reaction to that was,
are you really criticizing me when I'm raising money for Palestine?
Kind of, I mean, it was pretty funny, okay? It was pretty funny. I can't lie.
Ryan, shut up. Alyssa.
I don't care. You're a fucking digital prostitute.
You can't. You're a digital prostitute.
Ryan, shut up.
Now, by this point in time, Alyssa had been getting heavy pushback by a lot of different gamers, and instead of kind of, you know, backing off and letting it die down, she decided—
Based! She keeps putting herself in the limelight. She's asking for it. She's putting on the clown makeup, and she's upset when people call her a clown.
To fan the flames even further by going on stream and telling anyone who disagreed with her to fight her, as well as saying, "We don't want you stinky gamers."
Maybe say—
Yeah, making games not for gamers. The playbook is so good.
We don't want you around if you're gonna be a cunt.
Yeah.
Editor censored that.
And hateful. And that the games industry is diverse naturally.
Yeah, then why are all your games fucking flopping? Why is every one of these fucking super woke games losing money for their companies? Assassin's Creed couldn't make money for their companies. Big shock, no one wanted to play Assassin's Creed with the historically inaccurate black gay samurai in Japan murdering people worshipping at temples. The surprise!
Not because anyone's making them be diverse.
Bro, she thinks— oh, I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to figure out what she's saying. She is upset that men like attractive women in video games, and she sells porn on the internet. She's upset that people aren't attracted to her. That's it. I'm telling you, it's every single time. She falls into feminist category B. She falls into feminist category B. Absolutely.
Because the world is diverse, you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, cheer on. Woo! She cooked so hard. But all these people are making money.
As it turns out, another YouTuber named Vara would actually take Alyssa up on that offer, saying that she would 100% be willing to fight her. Take her in the ring with some Krav Maga, a little bit of fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay, a little bit of water bottle technique, a little bit of gay sex, a little bit of fighting, a little bit of Joe Roganism, okay, a little bit of Jocko Willink in there. They were gonna go toe to toe.
Because she decided to say nobody wants to take her up on her offer, I decided to. I put up a tweet and said, can't hit up this little bitch who's hiding behind a block.
Fuck yes.
So send me a DM and
Fuck
let's
yes,
talk match
base.
details. And
That's what I say. I say we should not be insulting women on the internet. We should be recruiting women to insult other women on our behalf. You can't cancel me if a woman is saying it about a woman. Am I right, guys?
I'm very serious.
And Alyssa actually responded to that, and then Keemstar of all people, because he has to be in every fucking story, I can't avoid this fucking bald guy. He chimes in and says that his company, Happy Punch, would gladly help set up their fight. Now, to the surprise of not a lot of people, Alyssa ended up backing out of the fight, saying that she would want to do it for charity, and that she just refused to give Keemstar any money because he is truly evil. Which, frankly, he is Italian, so, you know, I understand.
Fuck, someone cook him.
Their position.
Oh,
but then
God.
she messaged Vara personally and said that they could meet up in private because she actually generates content.
She's a content creator. Everyone else is a slop tuber. Wow, it's the same talking points. She guzzles Hasan cock so much.
Or something. I don't know what the fuck she's smoking, but she obviously knows they're not gonna like meet up in private to fight alone or something. Like, what? You're just gonna fight like behind a Denny's? Is that what your idea was? We're gonna fight behind a McDonald's. And Alyssa then blocked Vara, so it kind of
hey, she's not alone. I'm not alone. Other people get blocked by this bitch.
ends this whole little saga at this point. And it sucks to see because you know what? To her credit, regardless if you like her or not, I think this would have been some really great content. But of course, when it comes to most kind of online threats and tough guy acts online, or in this case, tough girl, they're almost always empty.
Come and fight me physically, bitch. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I'll set it up. I'm done with your clout chasing. You're blocked. Oh,
and
God,
toothless,
it's too
unfortunately.
good, man.
So
It's
despite
too
being a
good.
self-proclaimed activist that fights the good fight and battles racism, Alyssa is actually tragically a racist herself. I know. It's shocking. It's sad.
What? You mean to tell me that the virtue signal grifter people are actually more racist than any of the people that they call out every single time?
It does make me upset to hear. I didn't want to see it happen. You know, you guys know I speak out against these issues
I'm
every day.
shocked
Okay,
and appalled.
The amount of racism in gaming right now is just disgusting. But unfortunately, Alyssa has sort of joined the racist horde there. One of her most infamous tweets is when she replied to somebody who was talking about the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. being racist, and she had a very interesting reply where she said, "Hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in." And
How does she keep getting worse? I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, God, this racist piece of shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. How does this keep happening?
this reply gained so much fucking controversy that a community note was even added somehow, saying racism isn't limited to marginalized or minority races and ethnic groups. It is simply the unfair treatment of people who belong to a different or specific race, which can in fact include white people. Because fucking obviously. But unfortunately, this is the kind of political brain rot.
I mean, dude, you don't understand, bro. You don't understand. Like, she's tweeted this multiple times. Can't be racist against white people. Can't be racist against white people. I mean, I can't respond because I'm blocked. But you know.
That Alyssa is engaged in at this point in time. She is down the fuck.
We keep getting more and more into the rabbit hole, exposing the fact that all these people that are grifting and virtue signaling, every single one of these people, they're all guilty of the things that they attack others for. It's crazy, you know? Like, every single one of these people, they're all guilty of what they accuse other people of. It's like Hasan calling everyone out for being sex pests when he went to Diddy parties and he went to brothels in Germany that were rated for sex trafficking children, right? Like you don't understand. Like, it's crazy. It's an actual unbelievable amount of projection.
Fucking, I don't even know what kind of pipeline this is. The bread tube pipeline, the Vosh pipeline. It's a bad pipeline, all right? It's a very bad pipeline to be down. You don't want to be there. You do not want to have a Voshian perspective on things. It's bad. But Alyssa's horrifying bigotry does not end with white people. Oh, no. Okay, her fucking bigotry,
Jews,
and racism also extends to the great country of Japan, the home of the blade. All right, so you guys know about Assassin's Creed, I assume, okay, it's just like the Slav Empire at this point, I guess. The gaming equivalent of YouTube slop content, okay, because they just keep pumping them out. Well, a few months ago, they announced a new Assassin's Creed game that would take place in Japan, and it would feature a samurai, but this time a black samurai. I don't even care that there's like a black guy in Japan, because it's like a fucking fictional game, so I don't think anybody should give a shit about that. It's like...
Except...
You know, it's a cartoon, okay?
Except they claim that it's a historically accurate video game done to celebrate Japanese history. All right, that's why people were upset at Assassin's Creed. They said it's historically accurate.
I don't care. But I do have to say, it is a little funny that the game where you have to blend into a crowd of 99% Japanese men to assassinate your target, the game where that is the fucking goal, you're playing as a black samurai in Japan. Like, that is... Gee whiz, I wonder where the killer could have gone. Where'd he go? It really could be anyone, okay? There's a million other black people here in Japan.
And the dude is like 2 feet taller than all the Japanese people around them.
In fucking colonial times or whatever the fuck, okay? There's so many of them. How does he blend in so well with the... You would never even see him. You would never even know he's there. So yeah, apart from the claims that the historical, actual individual they're using as like the main character for this game wasn't actually a samurai, obviously people are criticizing that. All of that became the least of their worries, all right? Because the Japanese community was apparently not a fan of their decision at all. Like I've never seen more real-life samurai. The samurai.
Yeah.
I've never seen more real-life samurai come out of all corners from the internet to slice and dice, all right? You will read Higakure, and you will read it now, motherfucker. So Ubisoft, the game's developer, ended up issuing an official apology to the Japanese player base. But then Alyssa Mercante came in because she wanted to talk about this whole thing, and she tried to kind of frame this all as like a secret underground white neo-Nazi gamer cult being racist. This was never about anything other than hate, is the title of this article, and it is perhaps one of the most racist freaking articles of all time, all right? We're in for some fucking fire.
Let's go!
Essentially, she goes...
Dude, I love projection. It's my favorite mental illness.
After the thousands of Japanese people who didn't like this decision by Ubisoft, and she essentially calls them all racist because they didn't want something kind of historically inaccurate.
Bro, she's calling Japanese people racist when they made a historical mockery of Japan. God, I love this so much. They say it themselves. Their true colors.
And dumb to represent their culture in this video game, right? I'm very ashamed of you, Alyssa, okay? I personally cannot believe this bigotry. I think that you need to walk it back, okay? I think that you need to apologize on your hands and fucking knees to Obama. Real talk, though, I do think it is funny how desperately she's trying to frame the backlash as it's like only MAGA white guys that are mad at this, which...
The reactionary right-wing movement has reared its ugly head. Yep.
To be fair, those people do exist, okay? Those people do exist, and they are a part of this sort of oppositional side that's opposing Alyssa Mercante, right?
Not just are they existing and a part, but I would go as far as to say that they won all 7 swing states, majority vote. If you look at the map of America, it's red for Republican. That's what it looks like. All 7 swing states, Alyssa Mercante. You are in the minority now, bitch. You could try, you could scream, and you could flail, but you will never be the culture again.
Right, but an overwhelming majority of the backlash seems to have been from people in Japan who are like, bro, you made us black. Alyssa's also the kind of special internet person that hates criticism so much that she'll threaten to sue you.
Oh, that aged so well.
If you criticize her, she's very litigious, and she's gonna sue the haters, baby. She's gonna own them in the courts.
Yeah,
okay? Facts and logic are on her side, and so is her high retainer lawyer. She's broke. But similarly to how she challenged people to fight her IRL, all of these lawsuits went nowhere, and it only served as more of a backfire and, you know, more reasoning to show how resentful she is of people who don't like her. Apparently, she also even tried to sue Kiwi Farms for doxing, which, I mean, I guess who hasn't tried suing them at this point? But the most splash that Alyssa...
Yeah, she's out there allegedly doxing people and harassing people and being racist, being sexist, calling people out.
...has made in the world of worldwide web gaming has been with the CEO and developer of Ori and the Blind Forest, Thomas Mahler.
What?
Mahler.
How do you even get involved in drama with Ori and the Blind Forest?
Mahler. Thomas Mahler. Which, side note, I'm gay. Anyway, this little spat really started when someone named Ray went on Twitter defending forced DEI and talking about how actually they don't bully studios into DEI and it's all fake and whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm not clear here, DEI is like, I just, anytime I hear this phrasing, it's so fucking cringe, but whatever, you know, we're going with the story, all right? This is the story. I'm telling you a story. So Alyssa then tweeted out how she actually worked in the game industry, and she also implied that she had worked on one of the Ori games by including a picture of it. And that is when Thomas, the guy who made the game, steps in and basically says, I have no idea who you are, lol. Ray then responded saying she worked with Xbox User Research, keep in mind Xbox is Microsoft, which owns the Ori IP, and Thomas then responded, I don't want to cause you any trouble, I just saw you posting that you worked on Ori and I had no idea who you are. Since you're calling people names online, I thought it was important to inform people that you never actually worked for Moon Studios. And that is when our gal here, Alyssa, chimes in, and she fires back by calling him a dickhead. To which Thomas says, I don't know who you are. Alyssa then reminds him that she works for Kotaku. She's like, I work for Kotaku, the most prestigious games journalism outfit in the freaking...
Dude, how are you so pathetic? How are you so lame, dude? Oh, God, it's incredible. It's amazing.
World. Alyssa, you will never work for the New York Times. And the important thing to note here about Kotaku, specifically in this situation, is that they ran a big hit piece about Moon Studios.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They run hit pieces. They silence people. They harass people. They are the bad guys. And the good guys are the people that just kind of want to live their lives. The people that just kind of want to live their lives and do their own thing are the good guys, actually.
Mahler back in 2022. And Thomas himself, okay, Thomas, my namesake, and perhaps the GOAT. He could be the GOAT.
All right, okay, all right, I'm listening.
He responds with a big-ass wall of text. Frankly, it's the most I've ever seen someone get blown out on Twitter in a while. Like, usually, the walls of text are just cope, but this one is like... This one is kind of funny. This one is kind of based. You're apparently a journalist from Kotaku, so I'm guessing you haven't worked in actual game development yet. Let me try to explain the thing you posted about, which I'm guessing was from that hit piece from a few years back. With great talent comes lots of enthusiasm and passion, which absolutely leads to arguments because ultimately everyone is working hard on getting their vision into the game. But also, everyone at Moon understands that we're working together as a team. So the point of these arguments is then to try and convince each other why this or that solution would be the best thing for the game we're making. And
Freedom of speech. That's always the way to go. I agree. Freedom of speech. Discuss things, sure.
Solution ought to win. And yes, absolutely every now and then I have put my foot down and set the direction, because I'm the game director and ultimately it's my responsibility to ensure that everyone knows where things are heading and that decisions get made. A few years back, we hired some folks that didn't really fit our culture, so we had to part ways with them. And then this article happened. Wasn't a great feeling to see some ex-Moon folks talk badly behind our backs, but ultimately it just made it clear that these folks shouldn't have worked at Moon in the first place, and I hope they're happier now wherever they landed. I don't know why you're out here cursing out game developers and what your whole deal is, but I hope that gave you some insight into the creative process and its messiness and beauty.
I hope you learned shit from this, you vindictive bitch.
You have a nice day.
What a nice and unbelievably normal message from a normal person. I'm sure she's gonna take this well.
Yours, dickhead. He's probably being as nice as possible here, given the circumstances.
Based.
And the replies were insanely in Thomas's favor. It was like fucking. It's like the end of that rap battle video where they're like, oh, it was literally.
Yeah, and you know what the response is gonna be. A pedophile is calling me out right now.
They even made a fucking soy jack out of it.
Oh, that's how you know you're cooked.
You know it's bad when they turn you into a soy jack.
Soy jacked her.
You're a soy jack, it's over for you. Oh my god. They drew you as a soy jack? It's done. You're over.
And unfortunately, all of this happening led to a very sad day for all of us, which is that Alyssa Mercante has actually left Kotaku.
Kiss my ass. What a fantastic response. After exactly 2 years, I decided to leave Kotaku. She was probably fired. As my role as senior editor, I am eternally grateful for Kotaku's editorial team and all that they have taught me during my time here. Apparently, they didn't teach you much, because you're still getting annihilated on the internet. They're some of the best in the business, and I will be forever proud to have shared a masthead with them. They continually fight to maintain the editorial pillars that make Kotaku great. Kotaku's a joke. And to hold on to their journalistic integrity, they have no integrity. You slander people for a living. In the face of increasing pressures to compromise that. It's been a long few months during which I've learned a lot about myself and values, both as a woman and as a writer. Is your value as a woman and a writer someone that tanks every company you work with and hates men? Dog, you don't understand nothing about women. I am not going to learn about women from people that can't define what a woman is. All right, if you cannot define or answer the question, what is a woman, then you should not be trying to teach me about women. You've already failed the basic test. Oh God, this is the right decision for me. I have some things coming down the pike. Sure. So keep your eyes peeled. Kiss my ass. Good strategy.
It is a very sad day. I don't know how I'm gonna make another video. You know?
The thing she had coming down the pike was apparently her YouTube video that got removed for harassment. She's such a loser. It's amazing. She really thought she could survive in the free marketplace of ideas without the random Kotaku journalists propping her up and making her seem important. Dude, when you have nothing of value to say, no one's gonna ever think of you as someone valuable. Go back to doing something that other people will actually maybe be interested in, like I don't know, sell your tits online to terminally online white knights.
You know, it is just a lot to take in. Like she left Kotaku, and that is sad. It is, you know, she did a great job.
A darker
she was a great
day
writer,
for everyone.
Speaker, a thinker, a philosopher, a model.
A model.
Zaddy's getting cupped right now. Okay, it's pretty. It's just not the same without her. You know?
Dude, you don't understand how bad her thirst Hasan memes are. Like, you don't understand. Lol, Hasan, we see you. We get it. As she says from the distance watching. Left Hasan for my favorite thing, drag queens. How are you so pathetic? Oh, I decided to look back at 2022 through the lens of Hasan. Hasan, baby, we must link. We must link, Hasan, baby, please. Please, Hasan, baby, please. We must link. Oh, I don't know how your Friday night is going, but Hasan read my joke out loud on his stream. Hasan, I'm trying to chat with you at TwitchCon for a Kotaku story. Let's do this. I've been emailing your manager, but no reply. Oh, please take me to firing range in San Diego. Please. We can do the interview there. No. Hasan got me to break down this GG2 nonsense. Please. Wow, you are so pathetic.
No, but this obviously led a lot of fans to speculate that she got fired instead of leaving because, you know, with everything going on, people were like, she'll probably get fired. Perhaps even the senior
she was probably fired.
Senior staff at Kotaku had enough of her, but that probably was not the case. Kotaku is going through mass layoffs as it is, and I think this guy...
Dub, we take those.
Grums on Twitter. He did word it best in a tweet about her departure where he said, I don't think Alyssa is lying about leaving Kotaku on her own. I think she read the writing on the wall and started looking for other jobs right away. When the layoffs hit, she knew she had to make an announcement, and it accelerated her plans to leave. But in the end, it doesn't matter. I can tell from traffic figures that everyone's sick of talking about Alyssa and nobody wants to give her attention anymore. And that stings more than having to leave Kotaku. Nobody cares. Despite leaving Kotaku, I think that, you know, Alyssa will probably worm her way back into some kind of gaming journalism industry in some way. She's like...
The thing is, it's a mental disorder. She's broke. No one loves her. No one cares about her. What's she gonna do with her life? Her skill set is being made fun of on the internet. Supporting, verifiably evil movements.
Like a bad penny. She'll find some way to turn up again.
I don't know. She'll turn up. She made YouTube videos. Hey, she made YouTube videos that got taken down for harassment. Her claim to fame is literally she's a fatherless lol cow. For real, she is.
Wherever it is. Even if people are...
She'll go back to OnlyFans. Probably. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it happens. It's my prediction. Who knows?
Mostly tired of talking about her. She seems to still have the connections and clout that she needs to get some kind of role for, you know, the retarded shit she wants to say. Alyssa to me is proof that, you know, if you want to be...
Maybe another retard outlet will hire her.
Be hated online is actually really easy. All you have to do is, like, pull the victim card all the time, but also be passive-aggressive, and sometimes...
She's a crybully.
As aggressive as a pit bull in a daycare when it comes to silencing any and all criticism, but then once again play the victim again to the end. It's people like her that really make me question how Kotaku is even in business in the first place, because, like, who the fuck is...
USAID. I think that somehow there are government ops funding and propagating these companies. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Like, the woke video game thing, it doesn't make money, all right? It doesn't make anyone money. They all go broke. They all lose money on this shit. So don't tell me that pandering to a wider audience is making them money. It's not. They all lose money. All of them lose money because of this. So then why are they doing it? Why are they doing it if they're all losing money? Because they're getting funded by some government shell company, NGO, nonprofit, who knows what, is funding these people to push it. Otherwise, why would this exist? Like, let's be real.
Reading these articles. Is anybody...
Who is paying her a living wage to essentially just be a laughingstock on the internet.
Reading Kotaku or Polygon, like by the way, I lied about being a gamer. I'm not a gamer, but who gives a fuck about Polygon? Why would you ever? Why do you read in general? Just watch a YouTube video, loser.
Bro!
Like mine. But I'm not even joking. I think it's fair to say that basically everyone just watches YouTubers now for gaming content.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares about video game journalists. They are trying their best to hold a stranglehold on the industry while they slowly die.
Writing articles is a very dying medium, especially in the world of games. Shout out to the KF boys, by the way. I know I rarely do any shout outs, but Alyssa's thread did help massively with this video specifically. So big smooch to them. I don't think they like that much, but just the way I roll. And thanks for watching. Tom out. Bye.
Zaddy! All right, yeah, no, she's cooked. So yeah, I'm really glad that we covered this and we got the entire deep dive on her controversy. While she sits there and screams the Crybully tactics. Asmongold, we must get him banned. He harassed me. We must get Asmongold banned immediately. He's sending people my way that are not nice to me. I firmly stand by. I stand by what I said earlier. If they put the clown makeup on themselves, we call them clowns. We have to make fun of retards. We must. We must. It's our duty. It's our duty to make fun of retards. We can't let the retards ever win. I'm sorry. I know it's cringe. I know that the Hasan shit is also cringe, but I think that we need to stand up together and make fun of retards, even if they block you on Twitter. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. This was fun. I think the only loser in this situation is her. I am the media now. I am the media now. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.